Alrighty boyos, welcome back once again to another video. How you guys doing, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the Jack's Revenge hand cannon and Fortnite Save the World, and in my opinion this is the king of all of the weapons that have come in the pirate event update. Although we do got some more to explore later down the line, this weapon definitely stands out from the rest. So how do you get it? Well, you want to go on over to your quest line tab and you want to take a look at the YAR quest line. This will be quest page 5 out of 5 and it is the last quest. Now, me personally, I am a lazy boyo. I have not freaking built this pirate ship. I'm very lazy. Okay, I just don't want to build the pirate ship. All right, you shouldn't force me into. Anyways, Death Grip is a complete Chad. He is an alpha male and he has crafted me one of his own, seeing as I have not done this quest line and completed it because I am an idiot. So he crafted me one, and this is the Jack's Revenge in all of its full legendary glory. Let's go over the perks, go over the stats, go over the flavor text and the look of this weapon, and then we will take a look at the hero loadout that I am using with this weapon. So first up, this is what the weapon looks like, and right off the bat you can absolutely tell that this weapon is going to pack a punch. It's similar a little bit to the Duelist, which is why this pistol is classified as a flintlock weapon. A little bit of a brass and gold finish and a very huge barrel, which means some very huge damage is coming out of it. So a very awesome looking pistol, especially whenever you take into account the amount of damage it can do. It really does make sense for this lovely look. So let's take a look at the stats of this weapon. You have 116,000 damage, 291,000 headshot damage, a 43% crit chance, 420% blaze it crit damage, 0.9 fire rate, 1 magazine, 3,840 range, 1.7 reload speed, and 12,351 impact. We take a look at the perks on this weapon. We have a crit damage, reload speed, energy, crit rating, and crit damage, and the last perk is going to help you out whenever you are playing as the new, I believe it's the soldier that you can get in the pirate llamas, which is going to allow you to basically use a sword and then swap to a pistol and then swap to the sword and to the pistol, and it's going to allow you to have a very good pirate synergy going on, which is something that you can do whenever you use this pistol, but that's not the specific build I'm going to be going over in today's video. I'll basically go over that build whenever I do that specific hero as a little bit of a hero review, but this video in particular is going to be showing you just the pistol build and not using the sword as well, so that's why I'm not going to mention the Corsair in this video. The flavor text on this pistol says pistol, hand cannon, flintlock, a single shot pistol with a powerful kick that deals heavy headshot damage and knocks back targets, most effective when used with a sword in close to mid-range combat. Now, this weapon is directly advertised as a headshot weapon. Why do I not have headshot perks on it? Because I personally do not like headshot damage, and if you do not like headshot damage, you do not have to worry. This weapon completely shreks anything that is in its way, almost regardless of whatever perks that you put on it. Here is a clip of me in a power level 100 mission. It's a 4 times, so I'm fighting power level 118s, and you are going to see me shoot a smasher in the shoulder with this weapon and still one-hit the smasher. I didn't even get a headshot on it. It was a simple crit, and this smasher got deleted. So the fact that I don't need to hit my headshots actually makes me very happy, seeing as I am able to delete anything anyways. You know, sometimes the damage is a little bit overkill, but that's fine. Me personally, like I said though, I do not like headshot damage. If you personally do, then definitely go for it, but I cannot 100% of the time reliably hit headshots. I'm bad at aiming. Smashers have tiny heads, and I would rather just shoot them in the back and get a one-shot kill than walk all the way around and then shoot them in the head for a one-shot kill. But I love this weapon. This weapon is absolutely fantastic. Headshot build or a crit build, it is very, very good. In this specific case, we went with a crit build on the weapon. So let's go ahead and check out the build that we went with on this weapon as far as the heroes are concerned. Now, I took a little bit of a page from Rounded Tic Tac's video. He did a video talking about this weapon, and I basically took his class, I took his entire hero loadout, but there's one thing I do want to change about it at the end, but you know, my man Rounded Tic Tac, I do love you. So let's go ahead and go over this hero loadout. We have Beetlejuice as our commander. She is going to make it to where your pistol crit hit damage will be up upped by 225%. A very, very good hero. Preemptive Strike. Now, this is just for me personally. I know sometimes, you're not always going to be able to get a fully healthed enemy, but I love Preemptive Strike, especially whenever it comes to doing major damage to smashers. It makes me very happy and giggle inside. So I go with Preemptive Strike. You can pretty much go with anything you want for the team perk, but I just opted for just a smidge a little bit more damage. Next up, we have the 6-shooter perk, which comes from Quick Draw Calamity. Increases your pistol damage by 20% and impact by 25% for the first 6 shots in the magazine, which means every single shot, no matter what, 20% more damage, 25% more impact. That is pretty awesome. Next up, we have Hip Shot coming in from Ranger Deadeye. This will increase your pistol damage by 17%. Next up, we have Locked and Reloaded from Skull Ranger Ramirez, but you can also get this with Skull Trooper Jonesy. After reloading, it increases your weapon damage by 15% for 5 seconds. Switching weapons will remove your buff. Next up, we have Blaze of Glory. This is actually very useful if you want to maximize on your damage. Your phase shift increases your pistol damage by 35% for 4 seconds. And lastly, we have this. This is a little bit of a toss-up kind of character, and this is the part of Tic Tac's build that I want to change just slightly. We have Chromium Ramirez. Some people might like her, some people might not. Her reload with an empty magazine regenerates 13.5% of your shield for over 3 seconds. Pretty good for survivability, and definitely very good if you're going to be using this pistol in particular. For me personally, though, I do want to go with a Teddy hero in this slot. I want to go with, I believe it's just Trailblazer AC, just any Trailblazer will work. And if you take a look, it increases your Teddy damage by 30%. If you want to go full blown, completely buffing the Jax pistol, then definitely go with Chromium Ramirez. But, while I'm in the middle of combat and I'm throwing down some Teddies, why not get some extra damage on top of my absolutely ridiculous pistol damage? So that is the build with this pistol, and it absolutely wrecks face. What I like about this build is that what you guys will notice, and I mentioned it earlier, that I'm not actually using the build where you cycle between your sword and your pistol. If I can find the character, I think I have him at 106. It's one of the new pirate characters, which is in the event. He is the Buccaneer Jonesy. Dealing sword damage increases pistol damage by 65% for 6 seconds. This is an epic gamer hero if you really want to do a lot of damage with your pistol. But for me personally, this is for a pistol only loadout. So what I mean is, whenever I am using a pistol soldier or a pistol hero, for instance, right, because this is an Outlander, what I like to do is whenever people recommend, or whenever they ask me my recommendations for a good pistol loadout, I like to tell them the Rat-a-tat, as it's my personal favorite machine pistol, the Founder's Revolt, as it's just a very good all-around pistol, and then a wild card pistol. Normally in the wild card slot, you would put something like a Ginger Blaster, you would put something like the Last Word, you would just put whatever pistol that you personally like in this slot, because you got your machine pistol, you got your all-around pistol, and then you got personal preference. So whenever you're using a pistol loadout, I like to recommend this style of play. Rat-a-tat, in my opinion, best machine pistol. Founder's Revolt, you're going to be able to chain to enemies like no tomorrow. And then the wild card, just go with what you want. Bald Eagle, Ginger Blaster, Last Word, in this case, Jack's Revenge. So we're going to go ahead and go on over to some gameplay of this lovely freaking pistol. I'll be giving you guys my own personal opinions on it, telling you guys pretty much everything I think about it. I absolutely love this pistol. It's awesome. Let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. Alrighty boyos, so here we are at the gameplay portion of the video, and as per usual, I always try to stay very consistent. So this is a power level 100 mission. It is a 4-player mission, power level 118 husks with a full squad, 130 Jax hand cannon, and the exact same hero loadout that I showed you guys. This is the gameplay portion for the Jax Revenge hand cannon. What do I think about it? Is it worth your time? Is it worth the grind? Is it worth your reperk? 100,000 million% is this gun worth every good thing that is said about it. In the words of Rounded Tic Tac, which I 1 billion% agree with, this weapon is broken. You have the potential to get up to 4 million points of damage with this weapon under the right circumstances. It is ridiculous. This thing is, in my opinion, the one-shot king. That is exactly what I like to call this weapon because it is ridiculous how much damage you can do to high health targets. I absolutely love this weapon. Not only is it a good weapon, not only does it do tons of damage, and it is the perfect wild card pistol in your loadout, but did I even mention that this weapon pierces? See, the thing about piercing weapons is that in the past we've had weapons like the ghost pistol, where people would always defend the weapon because of how bad it was and say, well, it can pierce targets and allow it to do more damage. The thing is with the Jack's Revenge is that it has no downsides and is also able to pierce its enemies. The thing with the ghost pistol is the weapon did terrible damage, it had projectiles, and it was an absolute joke of a weapon, but it pierced enemies. This weapon has no downsides, at least aside from its magazine, and it can still pierce enemies, meaning in a trap tunnel, you may be doing some insane damage, and even then in a trap tunnel, you may be one-shotting 2 smashers if you're under the specific circumstances. This weapon's insane. If you think about its magazine size and you think of it as a downside, I personally like to think of it as an advantage, because if you do have the right hero loadout, you're going to be getting an even bigger buff to your damage, with Locked and Reloaded. Every single reload, you were just arming yourself for more and more damage per shot. It is an absolute amazing weapon. I love it. It is worth your reperk, whether headshot or crit build. This weapon works. It puts in work. It humiliates enemies. It makes them cry to their mamas, okay? The Jack's hand cannon, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Perk this thing up. I don't care if you have enough perk up for only one weapon. Put it into this weapon. It is entirely worth it. Even if you're not playing a pistol hero, you're still going to do a lot, and I mean a lot, of damage with this thing. It is absolutely ridiculous. You get it for completing the pirate quest line. It makes you feel good for actually putting in the time and doing it. It's a worthwhile reward, and I'm baffled, I'm baffled by this weapon. I absolutely love it. I love how it's a replacement for something like the Bald Eagle. The Bald Eagle, in my opinion, was always a little bit underwhelming. This weapon is right where it needs to be. It's got the perfect mixture of damage, and its fire rate isn't too bad, and it just makes a joke of any enemy that comes into its path. And it doesn't matter what character you use it on either. It's awesome. It pierces enemies. It does millions of damage. I highly recommend it. Go out, get it, complete the quest line, and perk it up. But guys, that is it for me. I try to make this as quick as possible and explain it as quick as possible because I'm very excited and I'm talking a little fast, and I apologize, but this weapon's really cool. Go out, get it, try it out, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. That is it for me. 100% do I recommend this weapon. 10 out of 10 pistol in my opinion. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.